point.
Or Friday night.
Yeah. Can you imagine people trying to get home that was the 28th of November back in 05. Oh my goodness. But that's good. That's all I'm going to read. I won't be back till Monday. Jennifer Thompson will be on the air tomorrow with Joel. They're going to do the interview out of Colby. So that'll be nice. And I told Jennifer I was going to be listening and critiquing.
Well, what's she doing over in Colby? She should be over here doing that.
Yeah, but Joel wasn't going to come over here and do that. But hope all have a good Thanksgiving and
anniversary show Tuesday.
Just what I was thinking about. The anniversary, the first day I was on is going to be a year here next week. So we'll have a big party.
We'll have lots to say. There you go.
Oh, no, thank you. All right. It's 7:01. Have a good Thanksgiving.
The Black.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. In the air, on the roads, and the rails, Americans by the tens of millions are on the move or will soon be for the Thanksgiving holiday. A retired Navy captain, Democrat Senator Mark Kelly, could face court-martial stemming from his role in that Democrat video urging service members to disobey illegal orders from President Trump. None of those involved in the video have been able to identify any such orders because the White House says no illegal orders have been issued. They're off the hook, at least for now. A judge has tossed the indictments of former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. The judge ruled the prosecutor was illegally appointed and therefore lacked the authority to indict. Attorney General Pam Bondi says that, yes, there will be an appeal. On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures are up 50 points. NASDAQ futures down 19. More details, srnnews.com.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Inflation is hitting everyone hard right now, especially when it comes to healthcare. Over the last 10 years, healthcare costs have skyrocketed by, get this, 230%. If you have Medicare Parts A and B, you know there are still out-of-pocket expenses like deductibles and copayments, and they really add up. But here's some good news. MediShare 65 Plus is designed to fill in those gaps and help protect you from rising healthcare costs. At only $99 per month up to age 75, you get peace of mind at a price you can afford. And MediShare is trusted, too. It's been around 30 years. It's not some big impersonal thing. It's a community of people helping each other, business owners, pastors, retirees. People love it. MediShare 65 Plus just makes sense. To learn more, give them a call. They're great to talk to. They'll offer to pray with you each time you call, too. Call now. 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
Your home for Goodland High School athletics, the Denver Broncos, Tech Tiger basketball, and the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer and Connor Schuh. This is Goodland's Rocket 102.5, KKCI FM, Goodland, an NWKS radio station.
Today, gusty, potentially hazardous northwest winds at 20 to 35 gusts into 55 miles per hour and chilly with highs in the lower 40s. Tonight, skies will be mostly clear. Winds will lighten. Lows will drop into the upper teens. And then tomorrow will be partly to mostly cloudy. Winds will turn to the south direction at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Staying dry with highs in the mid to upper 40s, lows in the lower 20s. Thanksgiving and for Christmas opening and Black Friday will be nice and dry with light winds under a ridge of high pressure. Highs in the upper 40s to low 50s, lows around 25. Then over the weekend, a strong Arctic low will move through. Saturday, falling temperatures through the 30s and potential squall line of snow and north winds. Sunday and Monday, a chance for accumulating snow, breezy and cold. And Tuesday looks to be dry but staying bitter cold. Highs will be in the upper teens and 20s, lows in the teens and single digits. This meteorologist Chris Schromick in the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
At Nextech Wireless, get the iPhone 17 on us. iPhone 17 comes in 4 gorgeous colors with a brighter 6.3-inch display and a ceramic 2 shield front that's 3 times more scratch resistant. Capture super high resolution shots by default with the advanced 48MP dual fusion camera system and have flexible ways to frame your shot with dual capture video for simultaneous front and rear recording. Nextech Wireless, connecting Kansas.
Fall is here, and so are big savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation up to $7,000 off with eligible GMC loyalty. Check out the 26 GMC Arcadia 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. On the Chevy side, the 2026 Equinox is 0% APR, and the 26 Colorado Trail Boss gets $500 customer cash or 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Harvest the savings this fall at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Online at hurlchev.com.
From drive-through banking to mobile deposit, we make it easy to get things done on your schedule. Banking should fit your life, not the other way around. This is Jessica Von Lintel at F&B Bank. Banking made simple.
In a small town, your banker should know more than just your account number. They should know your name. At F&B Bank, we believe in real conversations, friendly faces, and decisions made right here at home. I'm Paige Sneathen, Vice President at F&B Bank, and we're proud to serve your family like our own. Member FDIC.
It's a quality building that's made for our weather. Check out the strength and durability of a Wick building. Material quality and strength. Now, they're busy now, but they'll do their best to work you in ASAP. Contact Kevin Brown at Sapa Valley Construction in Oberlin. You can't lick a Wick.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pest Away in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pest Away today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
Hey everybody, Steve Bugby here, wishing you happy hunting holidays and inviting you to our annual Western Kansas Outdoor Association banquet. Same time, same place, January 24th, City Limits Convention Center in Colby. More details, go to westernksoutdoor.org.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales. Just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
The amount of money getting thrown around to quarterbacks who haven't done diddly squat is amazing to me.
And Connor Schuh.
He's the new guy.
The High Plains only local sports talk show, broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Covering it all from the preps.
He's at the 10, the 5, he dives for the end zone, he's in! Touchdown, Cowboys!
To the pros.
Line drive, left field, base hit! Here comes McMahon, he'll score! Ball game!
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank. Along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the Insurance Agency, Pest Away LLC, Topside Portables and Pupping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakland.
Let's go to work. Inside they go. Harrelson rejected by Bidunga. Council has the carob. Up the floor, White. Up and under and in. Dow trying to stay in front of it. Blocks his 3. Rebound Kansas. What a swat for Jamari. Inside, big-time jammer. Bryson Tiller with a 2-hand throwdown.
Lipsy saved it into Jefferson. Great play by Taman. Now Momchilovich, a deep 3. Yes!
Here's the snap, toss play. McCaffrey running left, has a block, cuts it up, down to the 5. McCaffrey to the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Young back, pump fake to his right. Rush coming, throws deep down the field. Got a man caught. Touchdown Carolina. It's Tenaroa McMillan. 2 receivers right, single man left. Here's the snap. Purdy back, looking left, throws left on the slant, caught by Jennings. Inside the block, breaks the tackle into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
And we're off and rolling on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome inside the Morning Blitz on Goodland's Rocket 102.5, WKSradio.net, as well, of course, the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Glad you decided to join us for what is going to be the final show of this week. No shows tomorrow, no show on Thanksgiving, and no show Friday. So this will be the final show of this week, and we'll be back again on Monday, starting next week. And don't forget, of course, a week from today on Tuesday, we'll be at the Sherman County Gives coming up here over at the Price Convention Center, broadcasting live on that Tuesday morning and having some fun with the Sherman County match day that's going to be going on. So look forward to seeing people there on Tuesday morning. Connor Schuh has once again decided to get up with us from Ohio. How are things over east this morning, sir?
They're a little windy right now and rainy, actually. It feels like an early fall day now.
I feel like you're getting that precip we maybe got yesterday a little bit.
I think so. It's just moving northeast very slowly.
Very slow, moving northeast. I understand the wind. It is a little blustery here today, particularly with the wind out of the north, so a little cool. Did you get up and go for a run or something, or did you just step out? I was just curious how you were judging the weather, or you just look outside and see it.
It's like I always crack the window open when I go to bed just because get a little cold air in and wake up and you can just hear it pouring and you can kind of hear the wind whipping. So get all the elements in the room, basically.
So do you do that every night? Crack the window?
Most of the time. I mean, back in Colby, I have a fan in my room, so I'll use that, but no fan here. So
well, I was going to say that would really explain why that one day you woke up or went in the house was like 55. You know, the window was cracked, and so it was 55 in the house.
No, that was just it's that stupid temp control thing.
Got to talk to the super about that. Get that fixed. Got to get that taken care of. Anyway, glad you decided to join us in the Morning Blitz. You can always chime in. Well, actually, I'll be asking a question later on in this segment for the text line to chime in and give their thoughts and opinions on. But big show today. Lots of things to get to. Once again, on our final show this week, we're going to play. We're going to have a little game in segment 2, a little bear or bull or buy or sell, depending how you want to call it. I call it bear or bull because it's different than buy or sell. Talking Heisman Trophy contenders. Who are you buying and who are you selling as a Heisman Trophy contender? We will have a recap of our picks of the weekend. I can tell you right now, it was not a good weekend for me. I know that for a fact. It was not very good. And so we will we'll get to that coming up in segment 3. We'll talk a little bit about all the awards that K-State has rolled in, both in football and basketball, a little bit later on too. And we will we'll ask a question about losses. If you're a fan of your favorite team, how do you prefer your losses? I guess. We'll get to that coming up in this in the back half of this segment. But I want to kick things off with Kansas men's basketball competing at the Players Era tournament in Vegas. I just want to ask Connor, who's a huge college basketball fan, what are your thoughts of the Players Era after yesterday? I'm sure you watched some of it. I know you had to have.
I did. I was out of the house most of the day, but from what I saw, that crowd was oof. It was bad. I mean, there was nobody at any of those games, which kind of makes sense. It's not we talked about it a little bit last week, but it's not the intimate, fun environment of the Maui Invitational, which is still going on, but just doesn't have, I guess, as great of teams. But
yeah, the lineup isn't great. Yep.
It still produced good matchups. Shout out to Seton Hall. They upset NC State. Didn't expect that.
I think the thing that stood out to me is that there were a lot of big time matchups at the Players.
That is true.
That was probably the big thing. Iowa State St. John's was a great game that happened yesterday afternoon. Iowa State holding on for an 83-82 win over St. John's, and a minor upset there. That was top 15 versus 14 in the rankings. Later at night, Gonzaga upset Alabama 12-8 at this point at that game. And there were some other, San Diego State and Michigan. I mean, it's big time teams in college basketball playing at the Players Era. And the Players Era is almost, to me, and this is just my opinion, is almost like a small little NCAA tournament. I mean, when you look at the teams that are in it, you're just like, wow. And you're exactly right. I mean, yeah, the Maui Invitational is great, and it's got, great coverage, all that stuff. But, I think the biggest thing for me is that the teams you can just definitely tell that the pool of teams is not the same. And that's no offense to Seton Hall, who you're right, had a great win, and NC State and all that stuff. But the pool of teams just isn't as great as what is in the Players Era, it seems like.
And it's a shame because big teams used to go to the Maui, and I guess NC State's still legit. They're ranked. Texas still went. So it's not like nobody went, but like in terms of like those real like big matchups, like you said, I mean, like Gonzaga, I mean, and then San Diego State and Michigan even. I mean, San Diego State is like they're barely even a mid-major anymore in basketball just because they've been so good recently. And those are huge matchups. And well, granted, Michigan wiped the floor with SDSU, but I really didn't expect that at all. And then even Kansas, like Notre Dame, I mean, huge names. Notre Dame, maybe not prepped to have the best year, but still Kansas, Notre Dame. It's like you're getting those big games, but it's because like for whatever reason, those teams, they don't want to do the travel to Maui anymore. Like I've seen stuff about coaches and like AD saying that.
That really people have coaches have been saying they don't want to go to Maui anymore because of travel. Is that really been the reason?
I think it's more of a rumor than anything, but I think that's what people are gathering. Like the bigger teams are like migrating back to the I guess like what's the continental United States? Like is that the term of phrase?
Yes.
Yeah. The tournaments there where the travel isn't as bad and you're not like turning back the clock too many hours with jet lag and stuff, and it's just less of an issue for the days after, I guess.
I'll tell you why the Players Era tournament is big, and I'll tell you why it's probably only going to get bigger, and why the Maui is not as big as it used to be. And I don't think it really has to do with the travel or anything like that. It's money. The Players Era is NIL based. Each team, like in going forward in the future, each team it goes and plays in the Players Era gets $1 million towards the NIL budget. That's how it works. And these tournaments are going to become more and more and more popular. We saw it last year at the end of the year with the Crown, which once again, call it what it was. But Nebraska ended up winning the Crown. And guess what? They also won NIL money because of that. There was cash that went to the players, into the team. Same exact thing is happening at the Players Era. Teams are going to these things. The Kansases, the Gonzagas, the other big these blue bloods are going to this rather than the Maui because they're like, well, shoot, we can go make money.
Yeah.
Or it's getting better players. That's why it's going to have success. And it's going to apparently expand to 32 teams in the future. You know,
it's a shame.
The Big 12 is going to get a lot of that money, but no, everything is going. If you want to know why something is happening, check the almighty dollar. That's probably why it is. That's right.
Yeah.
It all goes to the money. So nonetheless, on to the game, Kansas, a 71-61 winner over Notre Dame. You said something interesting. You said Notre Dame kind of a prestigious program in basketball. Is it considered that way?
I'm saying more so the name value. Like they've had good years in their past, but obviously they're not really known for basketball. But I got to give it to them. They do have an All-American caliber player. Their point guard, Marcus Burton. That dude can play. And of course, he was by far their leading scorer last night with 24. But he was All ACC last year and the year before, and he's like a borderline All-American. So he's a dude.
Kansas got a great production out of their starting five. I mean, minus Cole Rosario, who went goose egg. But Flory Badunga was stuffing the stat sheet as he has 18 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, 5 blocks. A bit Flory doing it all. Bryson Tiller had 17 points and 9 boards, 12 points for Melvin Council, 16 points, 9 rebounds for Trey White. When you have 3 guys that each grab 9 rebounds, you're getting after it on the glass. And they finished plus 10 in rebounding margin against Notre Dame in this last game yesterday. But I'll tell you, it's the development and the fun of Flory Badunga to watch his game. You know, you don't see usually a guy who's a back to the basket player be as efficient, or not efficient, that's not the word, be as effective in today's game because, you know, you got to be able to shoot the 3. But I'll tell you, Flory is kind of proving that wrong. He has been so good in so many of his games, particularly without Darren Peterson. They've relied on him to score inside. He does that, and he's able to distribute and get the blocks. He's been very impressive. I think he's the best big man maybe in the country, particularly when it comes to his style of play.
He's a great athlete, too. I mean, you don't just get 5 blocks by being like a straight up, like, just like throw up a little baby hook every once in a while type of player that can't get off the ground. God, Zach Edey. Jeez. Flashbacks. You know what? Ohio State beat that Purdue team. So, hey, I'll take it. But Flory Badunga, he's a great player, man. I mean, he showed off a little bit of the passing chops last night. He had 5 assists with the 5 blocks and 9 rebounds. So it's if he can like really be a passer out of the post, that helps Kansas so much.
Well, I think he's going to get double in the post a lot, which is going to leave somebody open, and they got to be able to knock down those outside jumpers. And I don't know if Kansas is going to be a great outside shooting team without Darren Peterson in the lineup. So they were only 6 of 20 yesterday, but I don't know. Bill Self post game, I thought he was very pleased, particularly with the defensive effort from the Jayhawks. And there is Bill Self post game after a 10-point win over Notre Dame in the first round of the Players era.
Yeah, it was a grinded out win. We got off to a rocky start energy wise, but after the first 3 or 4 minutes, it was much better. I thought we defended well. Scout report got us on a few points, but the biggest thing is just didn't guard the ball, and they got downhill way too easy. But we defended the arc pretty well and rebounded the ball pretty well, and was able to pull out a big win. We haven't shot it well at all, but God, we made some timely ones. Mari's big one, Trey's big one, and then of course Melvin made a couple in the second half. So happy for our guys. We need to win a grinded out game, and that was certainly a grinded out game.
It was, and they get the win, 10-0. Kyle, F&B Bank text line, 785-899-2222. Big 12 is the best basketball conference this year, and KU's defense is back to defend like prior KU teams of Bill Self's tenure, is what Kyle says. First and foremost here, I don't mean to throw shade on anything, but this was a 10-point win over Notre Dame. And I don't know if Notre Dame is going to be a tournament team. No offense. I still feel like their head coach, Michael Shrewsbury, is still trying to develop that roster. And let's face the facts. It's hard to be a great basketball team at the University of Notre Dame because the academic standards are so high. It's very challenging to be a great team there. And so to recruit the players that you probably want to recruit is a challenge for any coach. Mike Bray probably did it the best of any. He's been retired now for a few years. I like Micah Shrewsbury. I think he's a great coach. He did wonderful things at Penn State. And if you can win at Penn State, I think you can win anywhere because that program is sad. But nonetheless, nonetheless, let's just, it was a 10-point win over Notre Dame. I think Kansas could have probably won easier. Obviously, if they had Darren Peterson. They got Syracuse coming up today in their other game of the Players era. And Syracuse gave who did they give? Houston a run for their money yesterday. Well, they only went by like 3. Houston did.
I think so, 3 or 4.
Yeah, very, very close game. Here it is. 78-74 in overtime. So let's see another step in this direction for KU on what they can do.
I'm sure you know this, but Syracuse has Carmelo Anthony's son, and he's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, Ian Anthony.
Know this?
He's a legit prospect. Like, he can play.
I'm telling you what, now that makes me feel very old because I remember, because when you're a kid and you started picking up the magazines, that previewed the entire, college football, like the Phil Steele's and things like, well, before the Phil Steele's, there was the Athlon Sports preview, or there still is, but that's what I used to get. And I remember one of my first ones I ever got was a college basketball one. And guess who was a freshman at the University of Syracuse? The first Carmelo Anthony. And of course, you can't forget what he did his freshman year at the University. Went and won a national championship with himself and Peter Warwick and was it Peter Warwick? No,
I think Hakeem Warwick.
Hakeem Warwick, thank you.
Yeah.
Peter Warwick, I think, was with Florida State.
The receiver, yeah.
Sorry. Maybe they're related. I have no idea. And then, of course, the great Jerry McNamara, who I think is on the bench he's on the bench for Syracuse as a coach. But that tells you how old I am. And now
that was 03.
Yeah, that was.
You want to really feel old? I was born that year.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you. We're old. But that's cool. I did not know that Guy and Anthony played. He last night, by the way, played 24 minutes, had 10 points coming off the bench for Syracuse. So anyway, we'll see. That is today. Same exact first tip time, 2:30 Central, 1:30 Mountain Time on Flyover Country 97. I think you can watch it on TNT if you want to watch it. All these games are being done on TNT at this point in time. It has if you watch and tune in, it has a very NCAA March Madness feel television-wise. Yeah. You mentioned the crowd not, but TV-wise, it kind of feels like it.
They do a good job with the presentation. I like their studio group.
Yeah, they do a really good job. And then I want to, since we're talking about this, there was a storyline I saw that was that came out yesterday regarding the Big. I don't know if it's still up there or not. Something about how the Big 12 is going to be receiving, I think, $50 million from the players because 8 of those teams are getting in at some point. Eight teams are going from the Big 12 to the players era in the coming years when they expand to 32. So, yeah, I'll have to dig up that story that I saw yesterday, but there's more money coming towards the Big 12. Brett Yormark trying to find any way to get some more almighty dollar into his conference to keep up with the Big 10 and the SEC when it comes to that. So anyway, Kansas, once again, 10-point winners for Notre Dame, play again today over with Notre Dame. Can't forget also tonight, Kansas State in action, trying to bounce back from a loss to Nebraska at the buzzer at the players era. They go on the road to Assembly Hall, where they'll play 5-0 and 25th ranked Indiana and new head basketball coach Darren DeVries. Have you ever been to Assembly Hall?
I wish I have.
I wish I have too.
I don't know why we never tried making the trip out there with radio, but we always blew the budget on football trips, so we never had the dollars for that.
Yeah, I know. It would have been sweet. I would love to go to a game in Assembly Hall. And then, so K-State got a very interesting, that's going to be a fascinating game. I can't wait to listen or see how that game plays out between Kansas State and Indiana coming up tonight. And also tonight, Nebraska trying to keep early season momentum. They've won 10 in a row dating back to last year. That's the longest winning streak in the nation. They take on a 3-3 Winthrop team. Well, Winthrop just took Arkansas a few games ago to the wire. So yes. I think Winthrop will be a very formidable opponent for Nebraska who returns home. So those two games are tonight if you want to check out some other regional basketball. Before we get to a break, I have to ask a question. This has been on my mind, and actually I'll give credit. My wife was the one that asked me this question, and I think it's an interesting thought. So on Saturday night, we were watching college football, and my wife is, of course, a K-State alum, and she is a KSU fan. And, of course, K-State blew a 10-point lead in the last 4 minutes and lost to Utah in a tight loss. And later that night, my beloved Nebraska Cornhuskers went out and just got absolutely ran all over by Penn State and Happy Valley 37-10. So my wife asked, well, Ross, how would you rather have it? A tight loss or a blowout loss? FNB Bank text line, 785-899-2222. Texters, let me know. If you're a fan of it doesn't matter. It could be any sport, your favorite team, professional, college, I don't care, high school. Do you prefer, if you're going to lose, a blowout loss or a tight loss? And Connor, I ask you first. What do you prefer?
I think it depends.
Oh, it depends.
it depends. If it's a playoff game, I think I'd rather get blown out because at least it's like, okay, like maybe we just didn't have a chance. We'll come back next year and it'll be cool. But if it's close, it's like you feel like it just got like ripped away. It's like, oh, geez, we had a shot, but just something for some reason we couldn't get it done at the very end. But if it's like early in the season, like a tight loss is fine because that's like it kind of gives you hope for like the next couple of games or down the road. It's like, okay, it's a good sign. If we had a tight loss to, let's use Ohio State basketball as an example. If we played like Duke or something and it was like a tight loss, it was like 87-83. I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. We're probably not supposed to beat Duke, but if we can hang with them, we can hang with anybody. And that's kind of where I'm at. But if it's like a blowout loss, if we got beat by like 30 by Kansas or something in like game 3, wouldn't be too happy.
So let's just say you have to pick one. What are you taking? You got to pick one.
Blowout.
Okay. See, I think I'm in that boat. I think I'll take the blowout loss over the tight one. Like, I'll just go for my personal fandom experience. So a couple of years ago, Nebraska football, I think it was 2021. Was that the season? I think it was. It was either 20, it might have been, I think it was 2021. Nebraska football went 3-9. And I remember that was one of the most awful 3-9 seasons I have had to witness because like the combined total of points lost by in those 9 losses was like 20 points. I mean, like you lost every game by like 2-3 points. And you were just right there every single time. And those losses gut punched me every single week as a fan. Every single week.
It's like the Chiefs this year.
I mean, but the Chiefs fans really can't complain because they went 10-0 last year in one sport.
That is true.
This year they're now 1-5, so they really don't have anywhere to complain about that. But I know I look at this and I'm like, if you ask me, I'm going to take that blowout loss just because we didn't stand a chance, I guess. I mean, yeah, it still sucks. You're like, geez, we're not even on the same playing level as this team, and that stinks. But I guess I'll take that over. Oh my gosh, if we just would have made that one interception, or if we would have made that 1-3, or if we had
Leaves
that,
you wondering.
if we had that, if we just would have converted that if we'd have driven in those two guys on second and third with nobody out, and we struck out. I mean, if we just would have done that, you just get over that. So,
I guess personal experience for me, it's like Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. Like we hit the go-ahead homer, and I think it was like the 8th. Rajay Davis takes the lead for the Indians, and then that rain delay happens going into extras, and then the Cubs take the lead and win by 1 in Game 7, coming back from down 3-1. It's like, and that's a little bit of a unique situation because it's Game 7 of the World Series, but stuff like that just kills.
No, I think blowout losses are certainly the way to go if you're going to take that. FNB Bank text line, 785-899-2222. Brian says, blowout, so I can change the channel and watch chick flicks with the wife. She doesn't watch sports on TV. Understandable, Brian.
Watching Hallmark.
There you go. Hey, we're in that kind of season right now. Is Sandy Schuh a big Hallmark fan?
Not these days. Not as much.
Days. Okay. Michael chiming in. Tight loss because you can build from it for next week. A blowout would say this team stinks. Okay. And Kyle, close loss any day, at least for my team. At least my team was in the game. Thanks, Kyle. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to take probably the blowout loss because at least I'm like, at least we got spanked. So, tight
There's
loss.
an argument either way. Yeah.
Oh, there is. And that's why I thought we'd get some thoughts coming in from the text line. So I guess throughout the rest of the show, if you want to keep chiming in with listeners and saying, well, I prefer blowout loss or tight loss, we will do that. One quick question from listener Kyle. Kyle, I always appreciate your questions. I'm so thankful that you have a very inquisitive mind. He wants to know, looking at the results from yesterday, who is the best basketball conference this year? Big 12 or Big? Oh, is it Big 12 or Big 10? Is what he says.
Honestly, I'm a Big 10 guy, but I think right now I have to give it to the Big 12. I mean, they're really showing their stuff. I mean, granted, Michigan had that huge win over San Diego State. The SEC kind of didn't really show up too well. Bama had that loss, but the Big 12, I mean, I'm trying to pull up these other scores that happened last night or at least in the Big 12 on my phone so my laptop doesn't crash. But I mean,
don't have that happen.
Yeah, this thing is fragile. It's not good.
I will say this. The Big 12, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 12 teams. There are 12 teams that have a record with just one loss or less out of the Big 12. And the teams and their worst teams, the bottom 4 teams, which do include Kansas, but at least record-wise.
Yeah.
West Virginia, KU, Texas Tech, who, by the way, is a top 25 ranked team, and TCU, their worst records are 5-2, 4-2, 3-2.
And also what helps, Arizona State beat Texas last night, and Arizona State's probably the worst team in the conference. So that gives them another leg up.
And let's see, if I roll into the Big 10 and I look at their records, the worst records are Minnesota and Rutgers, both at 4-2. Everyone else has a 4-1 or
horrible
better record. Yeah, what, Minnesota or Rutgers?
I mean, Minnesota has a little more. They're not great, but Rutgers is truly awful.
I guess I'm going to roll with the Big 10 on this. I think they're the better conference at this point in time. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams ranked in the top 25 of the Big 10.
Yeah.
The Big 12 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. But they have 3 teams ranked in the top 10. Arizona, Houston, BYU. That's a great question, Kyle. I honestly, I tell you, it's pretty much probably a draw at this point in time. But if I had to pick, I think, golly, I'm looking at the middle pack teams here. I think I'm going to have to roll with the Big Ten. I just think it's a little bit deeper. Just a little bit deeper at this point in time from what we know.
I was going to say the other way around, just because the bottom of the Big 12 I think is better than the bottom of the Big 10.
Well, I mean, when you talk about Kansas and Texas Tech being at the bottom, or sorry, yes, that definitely does say it.
Probably not for long.
Yeah, they're going to get up there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Minnesota, Rutgers are not very good. I don't know. Wisconsin. I wouldn't want to go up against Wisconsin. I don't know. It's a great question, Kyle. It really is. It really is a great question on what conference is better at this point in time. We're going to find out more here in the coming weeks before we get into conference play. But it's a great question, a fantastic question. I think I'll just put a slight edge to the Big Ten, but just a slight, not by very much at all. They're both very, very good in basketball at this point in time from what we've seen. The question is, are they both better than the SEC?
Yes.
Are we sure on that? Because the Ponzi scheme known as ESPN is going to push for the SEC to be the best conference in the league.
Maybe in football, but I don't think they care enough about college basketball to do it.
I'll tell you, last year they were really pushing that for the SEC.
You're not going to see Paul Feinbaum out there. You'll see him advocate for 8 teams in the college football playoff.
That's true. That's true. All right, there you go. That concludes segment 1. Thanks again for all the texts on the EpiBank text line 785-899-2222. Let's get to a break. We'll come back. We're going to play some Bear or Bull, or better known as Buy or Sell. I call it Bear or Bull. Heisman Trophy contenders. I've got a list of Heisman Trophy, the current odds favorites for the Heisman Trophy. There's about 8 to 9 of these guys. I'm going to list these guys off. It's either Buy or Bull as a Heisman Trophy contender. That's next here on a Tuesday edition of the Morning Blitz.
Convenience just got an upgrade. Farmers State Bank of Oakley is excited to announce the opening of our brand new ATM along Highway 40, right next to Sonic Drive-In. Whether you're grabbing a snack or on the go, you can quickly access your cash without the detour. It's banking made easy, right where you need it. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
The Burlington Home Store has a yard work center. They're your garden center, everything you need. Home construction and repair, plus a great line of cleaning supplies and appliances for your home. Burlington Home Store, your full-service lumber yard. You'll need hand and power tools, too. They've got them. By your windows, storm doors, screens, maybe even a barbecue grill. All at your Burlington Home Store, West Burlington. And the staff knows how to help you. And they will, too, at the Burlington Home Store.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Tom Saluda with the Anderson Trade Group with your overnight market report on November the 24th. In the overnight session, each corn was up 1 at 424.5. March corn was up 1 at 438, and May corn was up 2 at 446. January soybeans were up 4 at 11.27, March up 4 at 11.36, and May up 3 at 11.45. Kansas City hard red winter wheat December was up 1 at 508.5, March was up 2 at 524.5, and May up 2 at 536. The Dow Jones is currently up 17 points at 46,531. S&P is down 5 points at 6,716. NASDAQ is down 65 points at 24,877. Gold is up 48 points at 41.42 an ounce, and crude oil is down 2% at 57.74 a barrel. If you're in the Colorado area and have any corn to market or risk management questions, please call John Hankey or John Stiles at 970-744-4484. Or you can call the Overland Park office, myself, Tom Saluda, Jared Law, or Tyler Ghosh at 913-748-3000. Thank you.
Hey Max, you look sharp in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world as a guide dog?
You bet, Daisy. And your purple service dog vest really pops against your shiny fur.
First day on the job for both of us. We've got this, right?
You bet. Dogs Inc. trained us well.
Ready to make a difference for our humans?
Born ready.
Discover how extraordinary guide and service dogs change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
35 pounds of nitrogen and phosphorus, $50 an acre. Source and blueprint by Sound Agriculture. Half the cost, same yield potential. Growers are saving $25,000 on every 1,000 acres of corn. With Sound's ROI guarantee, you can't lose. In today's markets, every input dollar matters. Don't just spend more, make your seed, chemical, and fertilizer dollars go further. Smoky Valley Ag delivers seed, chemical, agronomy, and same-day or next-day delivery. Call 785-645-8010. Smoky Valley Ag, your reliable source for growth.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, and cleaner American fuel. This message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Want to be part of the Morning Blitz?
Sometime I'll give you a piece of my mind, like right now.
Send your thoughts to the F&B Bank text line at 785-899-2222.
Another reminder, programming note, no shows the rest of the week. Thanksgiving on Thursday, and of course with Friday after that, and then tomorrow we've all got Connor's in Cleveland, he's in Ohio, here in Ohio, but nonetheless, I am going to be out. How far is it to Cleveland? 30 minutes?
Little under an hour.
Oh,
I was there yesterday, and I drove to the far easternmost point, and it was like an hour and 10 minutes.
So you've gone to Cleveland 2 consecutive days in a row because you were there on Sunday.
Right? Yeah, I was close to Cleveland yesterday. I was in Crocker Park, which is it's like this huge shopping center / town thing that's 15 minutes out of Cleveland.
Okay, I got you. Find some great deals for holiday shopping. Maybe a winter coat to bring home.
Yeah, I got some winter stuff. Like this sweatshirt is new, and it's
looks good.
Huge. It's like a blanket.
Looks comfortable.
It is.
That is for sure. All right. Well, we're going to have some fun here in our second segment today. Heisman Trophy is going to be handed out or awarded here in a couple of weeks, actually. I think it's a week from this coming Saturday. Isn't that when they usually hand out the Heisman Trophy? It's either that or it's either 2 or 3 weeks away. Getting very close to handing out a Heisman Trophy. And I have to admit, it probably hasn't been the sexiest or the most entertaining Heisman Trophy race that we have seen. But let's have a little fun here and play a little Bear or Bull Heisman Trophy edition.
In the stock market, you can be one of two things.
Don't make me choose!
Bearish or bullish.
I just want to go after it like a bull, you know.
So are you bear or are you bull?
All right, so the stock market is open, and let's do a little Bear or Bull. We're going to start off with who is considered the favorites currently in the Heisman Trophy odds, at least according to FanDuel, plus 100. Fernando Mendoza. Are you bearish or are you bullish when it comes to Fernando Mendoza?
I'm leaning bearish on Fernando. He leads the country in touchdown passes. He's been able to come through in a lot of close games, and they've probably had some games that are a little closer than they'd like against certain teams. I'm looking at Penn State, for example. I mean, granted, Penn State probably better than their record, but I digress on that. Mendoza, he's balled out when it's been necessary, and he's just buried teams, and he's like one of the most accurate passers in college football, and he gets the job done, and he's not super flashy at all like he is. I'm sure you've heard him in a press conference before, but he's just kind of he's
a goody two-shoes type of guy.
Yeah, and that's fine.
No, it's
but
great.
It's it doesn't make you I guess a sexy pick for Heisman, because he's kind of just a normal guy who's you wouldn't mistake him for another student just walking around, honestly. But his play speaks for itself. I think he's a good candidate, and he's the favorite for a reason.
So really, you're bullish. Bull is Bull is good and Bear is bad. So you're bullish on him, is what you're saying.
Bullish. I am bullish.
All right, bullish. So he's bullish on this. All right. So Fernando Mendoza, I am bullish as well. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't. 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, over 2,600 yards passing, and he has the play, the drive in the play at Penn State when they had to go down and get the win, and then that amazing throw to Omar Cooper. Omar Cooper in the back, and with that catch, I mean, he's got the play. He no doubt is the favorite right now, and he's playing absolutely great. Even though his numbers are good, but they're not just like, oh my gosh. Look at this. He has a few of those moments. The next person, one that is very close to our friend Connor Schuh's heart, Julian Sayin of Ohio State. Are you bearish or bullish on his Heisman Trophy odds?
I think I'm also bullish. I mean, this guy might set the college football record for completion percentage in a season. He's completing 79.4% of his passes, and he only has 3 less touchdown passes than Mendoza, and that's partially just because Ohio State has obliterated almost all their opponents and hasn't needed him to throw a pass past the third quarter because he's been playing so well in the first couple of quarters, and he's also only thrown 4 picks. Obviously, he's just crazy accurate, and he's shown the ability to scramble a little bit even when necessary. I mean, he's definitely not a runner. He only has 20 rushing yards in the season, but he can make plays if you really need him to, and he is probably the most sound and just rock solid guy to go down there and get you some points in college football. And it doesn't hurt that he has Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate on the outsides, but
thank you.
He is very, very good.
I'm bearish on Julian Sayin. I'm not on him this year. And the reason why is not because I don't think he's a good player. He is. Look at what is around him. Like you mentioned, that wide receiver core is always considered one of the best in the country, no matter who's at Ohio State playing quarterback. They have a great wide receiver core. I know the running back field is young, but they've been good. And they've got the best defense in the country with Matt Patricia running it. There's not a lot of pressure on Julian Sayin to win football games. There's just not. It's all set up around him. Now, credit to him, he doesn't try to do too much, and they kind of keep the reins on him throughout the season. I'm just not, even though he's plus 190, he's not in my final 3 or 4 for the Heisman Trophy, just because I think there's too much around him for him to prove that he is. If you took away Julian Sayin and you put in the backup quarterback, whoever that may be, Lincoln Kleinholtz, I think is who it is.
Lincoln Kleinholtz would not do well.
I still think they would be just pretty darn good. I'm not saying they're going to be as good. I still think they're going to have a really, really good record. Probably.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
How many Ohio State games have you watched this year?
Probably 2.
There you go.
So what? What does that matter? How many Nebraska games have you watched this year?
I've watched a couple.
So you watched 2. What's the same? What's the difference?
I know, but I'm not
an opinion-based show.
I don't have the opinions on Nebraska. I'm just saying that Julian Sayin does more than you would think just looking at his line. He can make the deep throw.
I don't care if you can make all these plays. When you don't have the pressure on you that you have to go out and win by yourself, you don't have to do that. There's more pressure on Fernando Mendoza. There's more pressure on other these guys to get it done. Julian Sayin does not have the pressure because his rest of his team is so good. So
it's
good.
Fair.
That's why. That's what I'm saying. All right, by the way, plus 190 is Julian Sayin at this point in time. Next up on our list, plus 600, Texas A&M quarterback Marcel Reed. Bearish or bullish?
I don't know I don't want to go bullish on everybody, but I think it's tough because he has a lot more rushing upside than those other 2 guys. He almost has 400 rushing yards on the year and 6 touchdowns on the ground. So he kind of has that dual threat ability that I think brings a lot of guys to that Heisman contention. They can do it in both facets of the offense. Like, he's a great thrower of the football, but he almost has a Julian Sayin argument if you want to say that he has a great supporting cast, because he has 2 of probably the best receivers in the SEC, and KC Conception and then Mario Craver. Those 2 dudes are incredible, but Marcel's been great in his own right, but he's been a little bit careless with the football. 8 picks, only a 61% completion percentage. So I like watching him, but I think he's the dominance of Mendoza and Sayin. I take over him where it's been a little bit shaky at times. So I'm a little more bearish.
I'm going to to go bullish on Marcel Reed. I think because of his running, they've had a lot of tight games. He's had some great winning drives. Now, part of that is because they were asleep at the wheel against South Carolina. But, that win at Notre Dame was hard. He found that he's made the winning plays down the stretch, whether it's running or throwing. 25 touchdowns, 8 picks, over 2,700 yards. And like you mentioned, the rushing is a huge part of his game. I'm going to go bullish on him just a little bit more. I'm bullish on him. I think he should be there. He's very, very talented. And I truly believe if they took him out of the lineup and they put in the backup quarterback, Texas A&M wouldn't be nowhere near the hunt they are for the college football playoffs. So bullish on Marcel Reed for me. Moving on in the Heisman Trophy bull, Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt plus 1,500. Wow.
Pavia. I mean, he's like Marcel Reed. He is just an electric player to watch on the field, and you got to give him credit. He's very efficient, 71% completion percentage. He's thrown 26 touchdowns, leads the SEC. At this point, I mean, he's done a great job protecting the football. Only 6 picks, 9.4 yards per attempt. I can throw out all the stats, and he's a good runner of the football like Marcel Reed. And honestly, by a lot more, 661 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground. And he's really been the guy who's led them to a lot of these wins and kind of willed them to victory. I mean, he kind of bothers me sometimes, honestly, but I almost have to go bullish because he's almost like, it feels like a Johnny Manziel type of deal.
Well, I am big time bullish on Diego Pavia. I am big time on him because if you took, once again, my thing is you take Diego Pavia out of this Vanderbilt lineup, how many wins does Vanderbilt have? Not double digits.
Less.
Not even close. Guarantee it. 26 touchdowns, 6 picks, over almost 3,000 yards passing, and like you said, the great rushing yards too. This guy deserves to be up in New York. He has willed Vanderbilt to the spot that they are in. Now, you can hate his personality off the field, and that is perfectly fine, but his game on the field is good. And this guy definitely deserves to be the Heisman Trophy, finals, be one of those 3 or 4 guys up there in New York. I'm totally bullish on Diego Pavia. Big time on him. Heisman Trophy odds. Okay, to some of the back end guys, we'll be quicker on these. Gunnar Stockton at Georgia.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm going Harris on him.
He's good, but
I'm not big on Gunnar Stockton. Haynes King at Georgia Tech.
Now, there's a guy I like a little more. I mean, he is like one of the toughest players in college football. That dude is so easy to root for because he will just run through a brick wall for any of his teammates, and you can see the way he competes in games. He doesn't turn the ball over much. 4 picks, 71% completion. He's got that in his favor, and it's that running ability, man. 15 touchdowns on the ground and 880 yards. I think I'd take him over a couple of the guys we've already mentioned.
Bullish on him. He is a dude. I mean, you talk about a guy who takes a pounding and just keeps on getting up. Haynes King is tough for Georgia Tech. Now, I don't think he's going to make the final list, but I do think I would be bullish on him. I think he deserves it. And then those are all the quarterbacks. And I have 3 guys that are non-quarterbacks, which usually means you're not going to win it in today's era. We'll start with Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love.
Ooh, I think I'm bullish. He's probably been, I think you could argue he's the best running back in college football. And that dude he can play. He's such a dynamic athlete. He's already well over 1,300 yards, and this dude's getting 7 yards a carry. I think he's the engine that makes that offense go, really. I mean, CJ Carr is cool and all, but he wouldn't be doing what he's doing without Jeremiah Love in the backfield. He is incredible. I'm bullish.
Ditto. And honestly, for the same exact reasons. I couldn't have said it much better myself. 2 more. Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State wide receiver.
I'd lean bullish because, like you said earlier, he kind of makes that offense go, and he is a generational talent that you don't usually see. It's kind of a situation where, like a Devontae Smith wins a Heisman. Like that's his lane right there. I'm bullish.
I'm going to go bearish. I don't feel like he's had as big a year as he even had last year. Has he?
It's
I feel like
and
last
I
week
mean
was
the
bigger.
numbers are not as big just because there have been so many blowouts. So it's like he's just not in the game the whole time.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm a little bearish on him. Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech.
I wish I could say bullish, but
I would too.
the odds
It's totally
of a linebacker winning the Heisman are so
less than 1%, I think, is where you're going to go with that. So going with bearish at this point in time, I think, on Jacob Rodriguez. I would agree on that too, Connor. He is definitely going to be on that side of things. All right, there you go. So I don't know if Connor is having some technical difficulties. We'll see if we can get him back on for the final segment here. But I do have one thing that stands out to me. If I had to pick my guy that I would vote for, I'd vote for Diego Pavia. If I had to vote for him, I'd vote for Pavia. I think he is the most, to me, it's the MVP of college football. And I think if you took Diego Pavia off of his team, I think it would pretty much change a lot of things. So that's unfortunate, but I'm going to go with Diego Pavia at this point in time. There you go. Little Bearer Bowl. Fun Heisman Trophy edition. We'll take our final break, come back, and wrap up the show next. You're listening to the Morning Blitz here on a Tuesday.
Banking institution? Visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
Fall is here, and so are big savings at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Get a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation up to $7,000 off with eligible GMC loyalty. Check out the 26 GMC Arcadia 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. On the Chevy side, the 2026 Equinox is 0% APR, and the 26 Colorado Trail Boss gets $500 customer cash or 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers. Harvest the savings this fall at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Online at hurlchev.com.
Need a porta potty or septic pumping in Northwest Kansas? Call Topside Portables and Pumping, your local family-owned crew. They've got clean, reliable toilets for weddings, farms, and job sites, plus full septic services, RV waste, fertilizer tanks, and more. Available 24/7, because when nature calls, they answer. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. Reliable, local, clean.
This fall, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware has everything you could need. Keep your lawn strong with Ultimate Winterizer, the best defense before the frost. Warm up your evenings and create memories with a new fire pit. Or bring home the flavor with a great selection of grills and smokers from brands like Traeger, Blackstone, Green Egg, and more. And right now, the lumber prices are low, and so are the temperatures, making it the best season to tackle those outdoor projects. It's Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Goodland and Colby. Open every day but Sunday.
From the locker room to your morning commute, it's all sports, all the time.
That's what I'm talking about. Sport!
On the Morning Blitz.
All right, wrapping up the show here on this Tuesday. Connor is back with us after a hiccup with the computer. Hey, good, fast reboot time there. Way to go. Picks of the weekend. What do we got for picks of the weekend? Give us a quick recap on this.
All right, we'll rip through this as quick as we can. K-State, Utah. I had Utah covering. That did not come close. You had K-State covering.
It was probably my lone win of the weekend.
You had 5.
Oh, okay. Still not great out of 13. Anyway, go ahead.
We both missed Kansas at Iowa State. I had KU winning.
Gosh.
You had KU covering. Nope.
Oh, that was a terrible pick. Boy, they just got romped by Iowa State. Romped.
Yes.
Anyway.
And there goes.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wait, is he back? Did he go back? Is he back? I don't think so, unfortunately. Oh, poor Connor. He's trying so hard, and it just isn't working for him. Poor guy. It's all right. We'll have to punt on this week, unfortunately. So I'm sure he's frustrated, but that's what happens sometimes when you got to have the right equipment to make it all work, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. But it's all right. We'll have to get you the picks of the week at another time. He'll have to update us on that another time. But anyway, let's get to the walk-off.
And back lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Grady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes swings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
Connor did text me there to let us know that he went 6-7 and I went 5-8. So he had a better weekend. Good for him. He definitely needed a little bit more than I did, although 5-8 was a pretty rough weekend for your boy. All right, as we get out of here, talk about K-State rolling in the weekly honors across multiple sports. PJ Haggerty named the Big 12 Player of the Week after his great 3-game run last week. He averaged nearly 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. He is the first Wildcat to open a season with 6 straight 20-point games and has scored more points in that stretch than any player in K-State history. Some great facts about PJ Haggerty. And of course, after the great performance on the gridiron, minus losing, K-State swept the Big 12 weekly honors after their great showing at Utah. Joe Jackson named Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week after 293 yards and 3 touchdowns, breaking Darren Sproul's 20-year mark. He finished with 312 total yards, second most in K-State history. The Wildcats offensive line also earned Big 12 Offensive Line of the Week after paving the way for a school record 472 rush yards and 574 total yards. And a quick few NFL notes to get to. Running back Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs should be back Thursday for the Cowboys. And Broncos kicker Will Lutz signed to a 3-year extension in Denver. Also tonight, in college basketball, you have the Colby Community College men and women on the road at Barton, and Fort Hays Tech Northwest at home hosting Garden City. Also tonight, I believe, are the high school basketball jamborees as we get closer and closer to the high school basketball season getting underway. Like I said before, no shows the rest of the week. We're back again on Monday. Hope you'll tune back in as we'll get you leading into what is the first week of the high school basketball season and all that good stuff. So have a very great, safe, and happy Thanksgiving with friends and family, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a good one. It's been the Blitz.
Classic rock plays here. This is Rocket 102.5 KK.